Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Savage Real talk, no filter on Savage Unfiltered. Savage.
Alrighty, guys, welcome on into the show. I want to say thank you to my team here at Savage Unfiltered for coming up with that awesome introduction. That shot was actually being done in downtown Tampa Bay, guys. If you're not familiar with that part of Tampa, Florida, it's a beautiful area, and I wanted to have it on my live stream introduction. So if you guys are catching this show on, Twitter, X, Rumble, Facebook, Daily Motion TV, just understand that's part of our live stream format. The regular show that airs on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, what else is it, Shaky? Like Audio Mac, Audible. I mean, we're all over the place. So you will see the actual, hang on, there we go. It was bothering me. Sorry, guys. You'll see the actual podcast format on the audio platforms with the video package too, if you guys are Spotify subscribers and people that use the Spotify network. But other than that, guys, we have a guest joining us here in the green room, Anji Rodee. She's a pretty interesting person, individual. I was looking at her picture on her bio profile there through matchmaker.fm, which I love. Shaky here, he could attest for me, my producer. We love the people over there at matchmaker.fm. If you guys are looking for a podcast guest from small to large guests. I've noticed some, really, really large guests and individuals on there. Head over there, guys. Join them today because they have like all walks of life of different people on there. So I highly, highly suggest checking out that platform. But on to today's show. Sorry, Shaky. Coffee. It's there. It's like a level 4. I got to get to level 5 and then I'm good for the show. But guys, this show is actually being brought to you by Blue Chew. That's right, guys. Have better sex. That's right. Chewable, slidable tablets that just basically go right into your mouth. It dissolves instantly and they're chewable. And I was looking at these things. I'm going to joke around, Shaky. I'm looking at these things. Look at the image here, guys. If you're checking us out on live stream, look at the little blue tablets. Don't they look like drugs from like ecstasy or something? They're all blue. I thought I was like, man, was this guy selling me like ecstasy or something? Jesus Christ. But scan the QR code today, guys, and you're going to be impressed by their products. Have better sex, guys. Just because you're 40 or 50, that doesn't drop away, guys. It really doesn't, you should have the most beautiful long-term sex in the world. And this stuff, guys, starts off at $20 a month. That's part of their plan. And then it goes, the vice versa, depending on your budget. But 24/7 medical support, free online consultation, and RX only chewables. That's what they stand by. So I know, Shaky. I got to get to the show here. I'm slurring a mile a minute. The coffee hasn't kicked in. But we got a good one today. We got Anji Rodee joining us here on the show. And I'm really, really impressed by some of her work. I've been checking her out. She's been all over the place. I noticed a couple of appearances on other shows. But we're going to talk about, what motivated her to, I guess, get into the industry of what she does, and some of the workshops of companies, including Amazon, Netflix, Spotify, Google. Wow, those are some big names. So hat tip to Angie for I guess making that happen, or her presence there. But without further ado, let's welcome her in. How you doing?
I'm doing so great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Let's talk about those companies I just mentioned, Angie,
Yeah,
with the Amazon,
yeah.
Netflix. What else is on there? Google. Wow, those are some
Yeah,
big
Google,
names. Yeah.
Disney, the Spotify. Um, yeah, some pretty.
S-
Yeah.
Yeah. So did they? I have to ask this, Angie. Did they reach out to you, or did you like had that happen, or were you
Two different
just
ways.
like partnered with them for a long time?
Well, I used to be based in Seattle, and my events used to be in person, and 1 in 4 people in Seattle works for Amazon.
Okay.
So I actually started my business. I do wellness events that are paint related, we'll say, right? So if Bob Ross did TED Talks, it's that.
Sure.
So people would come. I started doing like paint night events where you drink wine and go and have fun, sort of thing. And when I first heard of that, I thought as a comedian and an illustrator, I am uniquely qualified to do those events. So I called paint night to let them know, and they said I could do it on Tuesday nights at a bar. So I thought, well, I'm just going to buy easels. So I did, and improv, right? And then like I said, 1 in 4 people works at Amazon. They asked if I do corporate events. I said yes. I'm thinking, what's a corporate event? An event during the day that is paid for by your boss. Yes, but when it's a corporate event, your boss is telling you where to be at 4 p.m. So I got the gamut of emotions with it. People who are like, I would rather be doing anything but art right now because art is not my thing and it terrifies me. And my third grade teacher told me I'll never be an artist. And my sister got all the talent. And that fear
Right.
is what I decided to conquer. So I started with Amazon and those big companies. And then when the world went virtual, with the pandemic, corporate event planning companies started reaching out to me and handing me work as well. So it's a combination of,
That's
um,
awesome.
yeah, they came to
Yeah.
me
So,
and
are
then
you
word of
still
mouth.
working with those other companies like Amazon?
Yeah.
You've heard that you said that you started out with them. Are you still with
hmm
them, or at all, or?
Yes, there are just tens of millions of Amazon employees all over the place. And while I do a lot of repeat work with teams, there are always new people at Amazon to work with. And I work with teams all over the world. I get up at 3 a.m. to teach an Amazon team in China. Um, so I live alone with a cat who ignores me, so I don't mind working all
Yeah.
hours. But I do get up at all hours to work with teams all over the planet. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the painting. I see some, some brushes and some I guess some colors back there,
Yeah.
pastels if I had correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
us a
There's
little bit about the background of that. Some beautiful paintings, by the way.
Thanks. Thank you. Let's see. I don't know. It is too much to hang there on the wall. I'm sure it's going to come crashing down at any moment. It's not. I'm sure it's not
Oh
safe.
no. Oh no, don't
Yeah.
don't 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 touch it then. We don't want it to crash down and, make it look like a horror scene or something. So was it always a passion, Angie, to with the painting and, the art there? Was that always a lifelong passion of yours, or did you just get into it
I
just
I could
recently?
I was the kid in grade school that was helping the teacher decorate the bulletin boards. So I could always draw. But I will tell you that there was some emotion built up around painting and art in general. My stepdad was an artist. He was back in the day when billboards were literally big painted pieces of art. He did that for a
Sure.
living. And my mom wanted us to bond, so she asked him to teach me to paint, and he laughed at my efforts. And
Oh
I
wow.
didn't touch a paintbrush again until I was 40. But I went to art school and learned how to paint in Photoshop because undo and delete and layers, very safe. But as I began working with these teams of people that are also scared of art, I really started diving in not only to the psychology of why be scared of art, but also what does art mean for us? we are all artists, but that's a really hard word to own. We are the only living creature that makes things out of nothing just to do it, not because we need a nest or to impress a mate, and it's inherent. So doing these things help with anxiety and depression and sleeplessness. Art is something you should do because it's good for you, not because you're good at it. So
Yeah.
that is my message. You don't have to post it and you don't have to sell it. Cave art is over 40,000 years old. Some of the cave art.
Fox News is now streaming live on Fox One. When it matters most, turn to the voices you trust. We go beyond the headlines, bringing you the stories you won't hear anywhere else. Live coverage, sharp analysis, real perspective. At home or on the go, stay connected when it counts. Stream Fox News on Fox One. Download today.
Michael Gardner, Uncut.
We've only been selling our to each other less than 5 years. That's the market. That helps us anxiety and depression and self-worth and shutting off that nasty little voice in the back of your head that just cuts you down at every mark of the day. The
Yeah.
art is you, but a tangible little piece of you, and it's a great place to practice knocking that voice in a different direction. Oh, my art isn't wonky; it's playful because I have a playful personality. So helping to
Oh,
change that
I like
message of
that.
yourself.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I find art to be very relaxing. I
yeah,
like art of all different types of backgrounds. I like
yeah.
oh God, there's so many. I think my favorite is probably uh I guess you could say like epic art.
Ooh,
The reason why I like it is because I could be walking down the street, somewhere, and I could see something just pop right up, whether it's
yes,
graffiti or whether it's a
yes,
sculpture.
yes.
And if it looks very epically, if it looks very dramatic and,
Hmm.
out of touch, I like that because
Yeah,
it's different, you know?
yes, yes. And we all have different reactions to different kinds of art, as
Yeah.
it should be. It's a personal thing, and some things that people find appealing, other people find triggering. How powerful is that though? Like music, same thing. Music also an art. So
Yeah.
it's our very base way of storytelling. Whether that storytelling is to other people or to ourselves, still an important thing to do and to think about and interact with. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So, I mean, you talked about your workshops, you talk about your art. I see some type of comic background in you. How does that go into play? Art and comedy? I mean, wow. I mean, I
Uh,
guess you have to have the art to deliver the comedy, though, right? I mean, more or less.
I actually started as a musician, but comedy has always been my defense mechanism. My go-to when I'm feeling uncomfortable or when I want to fit in or whatever the thing is, being funny. And I could never even really be on a stage, even in a music capacity, without humor being in there somewhere. I love a stage, and I'm hoping it's not because I love attention. I don't think I do. I'm also an introvert, but I really love bringing the joy. I love it. I love connecting with people in that way, and bringing joy is my drug of choice. Yeah.
So, would you more or less say you're also, I guess you consider yourself an entertainer because you just mentioned that, you love the attention.
If we were
Which I
gonna,
find there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
love the attention, you grab the attention, you want to, more or less like, I guess, kind of facet your audience a little bit.
yeah,
That's awesome. But I also
yeah.
notice, Angie, that you are a professional commercial comic. What's
Hmm.
that? Is that
Hmm.
is that a little different than a stand up comic, or how does that work?
I do a little bit of everything. So, like I said, musician based. So I write parodies. So that's music and comedy. I also perform with Comedy Sports, which is
Okay.
all over the U.S. That's improv. That's like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Only with two teams and a referee. I also do stand up. Um, so I dabble. I dabble in all the funnies.
Wow. Okay. So tell us a little bit about the stand-up because I'm a big fan of stand-up comedy. I love the improv type of style of it, where you're not really reading off a script, which I hate scripted shit. By the way, I
Yeah,
can't stand it.
I'm not good
If
at it.
it's scripted, you lost my attention. Really. I mean, I watch these shows all the time, like on Spotify or other shows, and they're so scripted and they sound so fake, and I'm like, that's not natural. That's not original.
I
So
feel
like,
like they're also phoned in. That kind of stuff,
yeah.
especially if the show is long standing and it's not in its first year when everybody's still so super excited to be there, that it's all just kind of phoned in and the laugh track is plugged in and it feels kind of stale. I'll get way more enjoyment watching behind the scenes thing or the bloopers and the things where they're trying to make each other laugh. Way more entertaining than the actual show itself. I don't know if there's a way to make a show like that, but I would be all about that show.
I mean, I get the script, like, cause like, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. I mean, I do the plugs every now and then here on the show, for sponsors that we get, but that's different. I mean, that's part of the format. That's part of, the show's base, right? But
Right.
the script, like, hello guys, welcome to ktv.com. We're here to deliver the news on a daily. I mean, how fake that sounds? It sounds like your old 1960s talk radio program.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's why there's such a rise in not only news but other information being delivered by streaming artists and podcasters and stuff, where it's just like what we're doing right now, or just interacting with each other rather than just reading a thing. We're the humanity's kind of being taken out of everything, not just AI. But
Yes.
the more things
Yes.
are scripted, the humanity has gone from it. We don't know the personality of the person delivering the stuff, but that's the good stuff. That is the stuff that makes you have empathy and want to connect with the person that's on the screens. How their vulnerability, really, which sounds like their humanity and where the mistakes happen, but that is the good stuff, because that's the stuff that makes us go, oh, I make mistakes too. That person is like me, and I
Yeah.
want to I want to listen to them and bond with them and communicate with them and stuff,
Yeah.
and that's kind of
Have
gone
you
with
ever
AI.
have you ever thought of doing like maybe podcasting, with some of your work that you're involved with right now, or?
I get asked that all the time. I would love to do a podcast. I think I am too attention deficit.
Mhm.
If I had a team like your team that just said, "Here's where you have to be. Here's when you have to do it," and then I can just research a little bit and then just do it home, and that'd be amazing. I would totally do it. I would totally do it.
Hmm. Well, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, they do it, from like studios like myself here, or they do it in the comforts of their house. And most people are, professional. Most people are just basic. They do the audio podcast. But I mean, I wanted to throw that out because like you've done a lot, it seems
Yeah,
like you've worked with these big companies, including, Spotify and Amazon and stuff. And I'm sure, you can kind of work something out, Angie, with the Spotify thing, because
yeah.
you have some roots with them. You know what I mean?
I do. I do. Yeah. Shoot, I never thought about it. I
Yeah.
honestly wouldn't know the first thing.
Angie, I would be calling up on the phone. Hello. Yes, this is Miss Rodee. Yeah. Yeah. Can we make it happen and see what happens? I mean,
It's worth a shot.
it's worth a shot. So tell us what else you've been doing. In the journey of your life here with painting and comedy. Is there anything else on the
Yeah,
list there
it's
you haven't spoke of?
I
Or
am I am maybe the most Forrest Gumpy person you have ever met. I was the lead singer of What's Left of Steppenwolf for 3 months.
oh my
Yes,
God, really?
yes.
Wow. Tell us about that. Yeah.
I answered an ad in Craigslist. They were looking for a female who can sing in the style of Led Zeppelin. I
Oh wow.
answered. The guy called the next morning. Hi, this is Glenn Bowie of Steppenwolf. I said, "Excuse me." They were looking for a female to sing Zeppelin covers as part of a 3 month tour up and down the coast of California. And they were also looking for somebody to sing the John Kay bits, and they didn't find anybody before the tour came up. So for 3 months. Did it.
Wow.
So that happened. Oh, let's see. I am ordained, so I have done weddings and uh, baptisms, and I
My
have.
God, you keep yourself busy. Oh my God,
Yeah,
girl.
I do.
Jeez.
I do things. I recently served as art director for a theater company and did all of the set design and all of and that's opened up other things as well. Improv, if I have the time or the mental space, I say yes. I say yes to the thing that's coming at me
Yeah.
because I'm going to do nothing but learn from it. It's going to keep my life full of excitement and joy and good stories. Most importantly, good stories.
Yeah. So what's your style of comedy? Like
Um,
what's your thing you
I
do?
like I said, most for the most part, it's the parodies, and I'm an old lady, so most of my comedy centered around old lady stuff.
Oh, you're not old. I mean,
I'm
well,
an
I mean,
old lady.
you look good for your age, by the way.
Thank
But
you.
I
I
mean,
do. That's immaturity. I'd look older. Also, if I was taller, I would look older.
oh
But
yeah, yeah. People they see me, they're like, because I always wear a hat. Like it's winter time, so I'm wearing my beanie. I'm sporting the beanie. I got sometimes the regular ball cap on the shows, but what underneath this thing, it's all gray. Oh, you should dye. I'm like, no,
so is
no, I'm
mine.
not dyeing my hair. What the hell's wrong with you? You know, but that's cool. Improv, I love improv. Anything coming up soon or?
No, because I'm in my busiest work time. This is holiday party season time, and with virtual companies, companies that have employees all over the world, virtual is how they get together. So this is
Right.
the time of year where I'm hunkered down and doing this sort of thing. In the summer is when I do other things. I also do retreats, travel retreats, where I take people to different parts of the planet and go and paint things there on location instead of just painting a beach here in my studio. We'll go to a beach and paint the beach.
Right.
So that is travel is something else I really love to do.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome. I
yeah.
mean, I've done some comedy, in my early 20s, aside from college. It's kind of how I was, you know, paying for the tuition and the room and board, but I kind of faded away from that and I started getting into, similar what I'm doing now, and the talk radio and the podcasting interest and passion came in right around I would say like 23, 24, where
Okay.
I wanted to go on the microphone, I wanted to speak in front of people, but I just didn't know the platform, and
Mm,
the platforms we have today, it's amazing. I wish we had this like, 20 years ago, to be honest with you.
yeah.
But so that, I mean, that's cool. Like, so you stay busy with your workshops, your
Hmm.
comedy.
Hmm. Hmm.
Anything else? Like, you've done it all. Jeez, you're
Uh,
saying.
Michael Gardner,
yeah, I am.
reaching
I
highs
am.
on Spotify.
I'm working on two books.
Oh, okay.
One that basically is just about what I term arting. I use art as a verb, and how we should all be doing it,
Mm,
and not posting it because it's that way it stays for you and keeps the wellness aspect of it just for you. And I'm also working on an alphabet book for adults called A is for Aneurysm. It is a picture book. Starts with a little boy. It's in prose as well. It starts with a little boy fighting imaginary dragons, and a little snaggle-tooth fairy pops out of the woods, and she's smoking a cigarette. And she says, "There's a lot wrong with your world. Why are you fighting imaginary dragons?" And she starts listing it. And at the end, the little boy says, "I see what you're doing, but what about rainbows and puppies and nice things? And what you seek is what you find," is the message of the book. And
that's
then she
awesome.
shrivels up and
Yeah.
disappears. So the
That,
book is written. I'm just working on the illustrations and hoping to get it out early next year.
yeah. Are you self-publicating it, or do you have a publisher?
I don't have one yet. I will probably seek one before I self-publish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I find a lot of people are doing that, especially the age, the fucking inflation is terrible today.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are doing the self-publication. It's just
Hmm.
easier. It's just easier to do it that way. Get yourself with a really good software, a piece of software like a manuscript helper,
Hmm.
and boom, you're done. And they have all these platforms. Like, I mean, you talk about Amazon. Amazon has like probably the best self-publication software out there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. The reason, a good reason to get in with a publisher is then it automatically gets put in a lot of bookstores all over the place, and and
Yeah.
the marketing and that. And once you self-publish, it's almost impossible to get a publishing deal after that. So you should wait to see if you can get a publishing deal. But there are pros and cons to both ends. If you work with a publisher, well, then they get a cut of your book. So there's that. So
That's the only
um,
downside, Angie.
yeah, yeah,
Like you have to give them the cut. And like you just mentioned, you go through that publisher, you can, share it to, places like Walmart and, Books a Million and others. With self-publicating, it's only like limited to, maybe that domain of where it's
right.
registered.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And you can put it online on Amazon and stuff like that. And then you can buy physical copies of your own book that you have printed and then take them to bookstores, but it's a whole lot more manual work
Yeah, see, that's what
with
I
that.
did.
Hmm.
I got 2 books out. Well, actually 3. The first one was more or less like an audio book, only, but the other 2 were soft covers, and I wrote it myself. I self-publicated, but I'm starting to, question and scratch my head like, well, I should have went with the publisher because then I would have more reach. But a lot of people, in today's times, they just boom go on Amazon and and order it there. But I
Yeah,
didn't think of the whole Books a Million thing. Is it still popular, or people still do that, or?
super good question. Um,
I don't see anybody going the Books a Million like the old school
yeah,
days and just picking up a book off the bookshelf. They
yeah,
order it on Amazon or something.
yeah, yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much. Yeah,
yeah. That's good. 2 books
yeah,
out. Yeah, guys, you're hearing the voice and the imagery, depending on the platform you're listening to. Anji Rodee, she's a professional commercial artist and a weekend comic, and we're learning a lot about her and some books that she's going to be having out soon. So we're going to get some release dates on that, possibly if she has them in. But guys, I want to say thank you to the people that make this show possible. First of all, I want to say thank you to Progressive Insurance. That's right, guys. Better insurance starts here. 4 out of 5 new customers are now recommending Progressive, and you guys should check them out. They stand by their work, and some of their policies are awesome. Also, want to say thank you to Blackout Coffee. That's right, guys. At Blackout Coffee, their true mission is to make delicious coffee for America's warriors. You guys out there, use this code SAVAGED for 15% off your order at checkout and try their delicious set of coffee. Two-way guns and gadgets for all my pro-Second Amendment advocates out there. Pro-guns. Ugh, my words today shaking. That coffee on standby. I need some Blackout coffee. Scan the QR code today, guys, and you're really going to be impressed. Guys, bear with me. I haven't been like fully on the air in like almost a month. I'm rusty. We're going through like a transition from season 5 to season 6. So my words are going a mile a minute right here. So I'll get back to it probably in about another week. I'll get comfortable with it because I do other lines of work. I also am a still-in actor for all casting productions. So I do a lot of movie extra work. So that's kind of why you see me like mumbling a mile a minute trying to get the words in, because usually I don't say anything. I'm just, I just stand there. So, but that's cool. We're talking to Anji Rodee, guys, a commercial artist and a weekend comic. So Angie, yeah, you see me, I'm mumbling a mile a minute. Like I said, I'm on a set and I usually just stand there for like 5 seconds or sometimes 5 minutes, and I don't say anything. So I'm used to not saying anything. And then when I have to say something, it's like shit,
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
I was a radio DJ once upon a time as well. I've done. You mentioned a weird job.
Damn.
I had it.
We're in radio?
I was in
Shit.
radio.
What happened?
Back when,
You just lost the passion of it or what?
here's what happened. I was doing a weekend overnights through working my way through college, and it two things happened at the same time. I asked for a raise, and my boss said, if you left today, there'd be 300 people lined up to do your job. Who
Uh,
would do it for less than you are doing it for right now? That and the death of the radio DJ also happened. I came in right at the end, the mid '90s, when everything started to go more toward just being automated. They're automated little bits. We were talking about automated bits, right? In
Yeah.
between songs. And DJs were pretty much just clicking tracks then at that point, and they weren't invited to the cool gigs anymore because they weren't the personalities that they were back in the day. So both those things kind of happened, and then I got a different part-time job that paid way better. So
Oh, so the radio had to go bye-bye then. It
radio,
just wasn't
radio.
wasn't doing the trick.
I really weighed the coolness of saying I'm on the radio with doing this being in a cover band that paid a whole lot better. So money won.
Yeah,
Michael Gardner, reaching highs on
love the new
Spotify.
formula of this, whether you want to call it radio or media, podcasting. I just love it. I love the different backgrounds of shows. But
I do too. It's more authentic. Like we
yeah,
were
it
talking
is.
about before, it's more authentic. More people. It was such a filter. You had to go through the A&R person to get to the radio, and in order to get one song played, the radio station had promised to play this other crappy thing. Like there were politics in there, and there were funnels in there, and
Yeah, talk radio is dying out. Like
yeah.
you mentioned, like it's authentic. It's you don't hear that station verification thing like W456. It's going to be 66 degrees back to W566. Like you don't hear that shit anymore. Like it's all free flowing.
Yeah. Is there a podcast just about weather reports?
Oh, they
All of a
there
sudden,
is.
I'm thinking,
Google that, Shaky. Yeah,
gotta
there
be-
is. There's probably like about 4,000 of them or something. Yeah.
I get these these what I think are great ideas. I'm sure they are not, but I've got no one to talk to but my cat. Okay, where I get this idea of like, oh, this would be a really funny thing. I'm going to do that really funny thing. I never do the really funny thing, but
No?
well, sometimes I do the really funny thing, but I sure.
You're like a mild blender of a comic. Like you're funny, but like you're not like super like overly intensive funny. Like because like if you're too funny, then that could be a problem, right? Maybe I don't know.
Well, what I am is maybe too goofy, and I fight this because it's not what I find funny, but it's what I am, which is a weird dichotomy. My personality is somewhere between a puppy and Dory the fish, and what I find funny is dry sarcasm, and
You said dry sarcasm,
dry sarcasm.
and how does that work?
Super funny. It's probably more of a straight man persona, but with good lines. You know what I mean? I that is what I find the funniest, but it is not what I've got to work with. It is not in my wheelhouse, not in my toolbox.
Okay, I'm trying to pitch in like an example of what you mean by like. Can you give us an example of like this? I guess dry sarcasm.
The delivery of Stephen Wright. Remember him?
Yeah.
That kind of delivery. Only he was more of a straight up Jack Benny kind of punny kind of stuff that he would say. But that kind of really dry, deadpan delivery.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking like you used him for example, but I'm thinking of like maybe like a mixture of like Jim Carrey with George Carlin.
Okay.
You get what I'm getting at there?
Yes.
Yeah. That's where I was going there. I was going
like
with a Carlin and a Carrey. Yeah.
Delivery is closer to Carrey because I'm loud and juicy. I mean that. But I appreciate more the Jack Benny.
Oh, okay. I was thinking dry sarcasm of maybe like a George Carlin because he was very sarcastic,
Totally.
but he used
Yes,
the
he
dry
was.
version of it. Yeah.
Yes. George Carlin. Yeah. Definitely George Carlin. Yeah.
And it's hard to mimic a style off of his because I mean the guy was he was a fucking legend. He really was.
Yes.
But I mean to mimic something like that, I mean you need to have talent. So
Yes, and also that persona, because if you fake it, people can smell it a mile away. You
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
work with what you got, you know?
Yeah, they read body language really, really well. I mean, they
Yes.
can tell, like, all right, this person's, get them
Yeah,
off the
I'm calling
stage.
bullshit. I'm calling
Yeah,
bullshit. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And we're all kind of intuitive like that. Yeah. So you
yeah.
gotta work with what you got.
So, I mean, wow, guys, as we're closing it out here with Angie, I mean, she's big company she's aligned herself with through their workshops and stuff in that nature. Some books coming out, her comedy work, her commercial work with painting and art. I mean, wow. And a former radio person. Jeez, Angie. Were you
Yeah.
ever in movies?
Yes, I was.
Oh my
Like
God,
you,
really? Jesus.
I have got some great scenes of me walking through an office with a box.
Yeah.
I do extra work. I've done a lot of extra. When I was in Seattle, there isn't a lot. Back in the Midwest now, and there isn't that much to do here, and I don't have the time that I used to have when I did it. But man, I loved it. I loved it so much. I have friends that work in the industry still, and when I can, I figure out ways to infuse myself into what they're doing. Just because, man, entertainment is just. I
Wow.
don't think it's in my blood, but it surely is in my pleasure vortex for sure.
I hear you. So, real quick as we close it out, I want to get some information on your books. You mentioned some books. Are any books right now on the release? Kind of scenario. Can you say yet, or no, not yet?
I can't say yet. I will surely let you know. And if you have a spot, have me back on, and I would love to give you the books and
I want because I want to talk about the books because they're important. You mentioned some books in the beginning of the show, and then you mentioned some movie credits. I want to get into your movie credits. I'd like to invite you back for a part 2.
Awesome.
But definitely,
awesome.
Angie.
That would be fun.
Yeah. All right, Angie. Thanks very much for coming on, and I look forward to hearing about those books. I really do. Any information you want to plug to the audience or the listeners on Spotify or anywhere that's listening into a podcast with your information?
Just follow me on the socials. The books are coming out super soon, and then they will have websites as well. I have the websites; they're just not public yet.
Okay.
And I'm just super excited to come back and tell you about it. But also look up Brushcapades. That's the name of my business where I do the Bob Ross and TED Talky kind of thing.
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
Thanks very much, Angie, and take it easy. All right, guys. All righty, guys. Wow. For those who are sticking around a live stream, thank you very much. We just had Anji Rodee on the show. I mean, this woman's been all over the place. My producer in the corner here, he's kind of chiming in on the conversation and listening in with his set and stuff like that. And I mean, a commercial artist, a weekend comic. She's dabbled in businesses such as Amazon, Netflix, Spotify, Google. She's got some books in the works. She has some movie credits, which we're going to find out on part 2. I'd love to know exactly what type of movie she's been in or any type of credit towards those movies, maybe like a movie extra or, a voice artist. You never know. We're going to find out.